So, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, and I am about to go and speak at Harvard University. I got invited out here to speak about the criminal justice system at Harvard University. You know, I've been a drug dealer for the better part of my life, my adult life. And the last time I was in prison, I made that conscious decision that I can never come back here again. You know, my mind went to a place of truly understanding the different forces that had been working against me, like all my life, and how I played into it by my actions, and how I was letting my anger overwhelm me and getting the best of me, and how forces was using that anger within me to bring about my own destruction and my own demise. Thankfully, God allowed those thoughts to be formed inside my head and the scales to be removed from my eyes so I could see what the hell was happening with me. So I just set out on a whole different way of life. I set out to begin again from the ground up with nothing, to create something, some path for myself. And it's been a struggle, and it's been hard, and it's been a fight. But it's been a journey that I've never looked back from. And no matter how hard the wind was blowing, I pushed forward. I kept my head down and I pushed forward. And now I'm about to go to Harvard University and speak my piece to the people who will one day take their prospective places to lead the world. Don't ever tell me that something can't be done. Don't ever talk to me about what you can't do, because I'm not that person that you want to have that conversation with.
Oh, is that immigration?
Yeah.
That one sounds super interesting too.
Yeah. A lot of work you can do with world.
I'll set up the Zoom and then we should test to make sure like I can get on Zoom when I pick time.
And then I also am interested in looking at
We have
Yeah, no, that's so intense. Brother Jaleel, can you hear us? Could you say again? And then we'll get started. And you can see us here? We have a number of special guests with us here today, and so I'll just take a few moments to introduce them so we can just jump right in. Kwame Shakur is the co-founder and chairman of the New African Liberation Collective, as well as the national director of Prison Lives Matter. PLM is a united front for political prisoners, prisoners of war, all incarcerated individuals and their families, prison abolition formations, and radical attorneys around this country. Prior to his transfer, he was subjected to 7 years of solitary confinement, imposed to suppress his political organizing. He's no longer in solitary confinement, but still locked down in the cell for 22 hours a day. Kwame has a representative in person with us here today, Gaston Huerta, aka THEKINGTRILL. With us as well is Brother Jaleel Jaleel Mutakin is a nationally renowned leader organizing for justice and liberation. He is a veteran of the Black Panther Party and Black Liberation Army, who was released from prison in October 2020 after serving 49 years and facing 11 parole denials. And we are grateful, very grateful to have him here today. Lastly, our moderator, Ed Chung, is currently a second-year law student here at Harvard Law School. At HLS, he serves as the president of the Caribbean Law Student Association, a Harvard defender, helps run the Dog Collective Critical Race Theory Conference, and is a research assistant and teaching fellow for a prison abolition course at the undergrad. Please give him a round of applause.
Hello everybody, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for this very important occasion. I'm just going straight jump into it because we're running low on time, and I want to create like this dialogue between both the students here, activists, the organizers. Jaleel, could you tell us just a little about what you're working on right now and what's on the horizon for you? And a little introduction to the Prison Lives Matter movement also.
First, let me greet everyone. Assalamu alaikum, peace, paz, Ghani, Jambo, and Irene, Abin, Guten Tag, peace, paz, whatever your language, your native language, I greet you in peace and solidarity. As was mentioned, I did 49 plus years in prison. That was also my activities as a revolutionary at the age of 19 when I was first arrested in August 28, 1971, was not released until October 6, 2020. The court stated that prisoners, quote unquote, are slaves of the state. Slaves of the state. And so with that understanding, we are engaged in a movement in a struggle across this country to end penal slavery. Right? And we ask for your support in that regard. Again, as I made mention, the prison system is a slave system. Right? That's not even a question of debate. Right, the law says it's a slave. So we find that many of our prison system continues to degrade and dehumanize those who are inside. A young man was murdered, shot 60 times. 60 times. Shot at by 100 times. Hit 60 times. What is that? What? Takes one bullet to kill a person. 60? What does that inform us? Terror. Straight up, in your face, terror. They made an example out of him. This is what we'll do to you if you resist us. Right? We will annihilate you. Then you put people in prison, 16, as the law says now, that you be held in prison for life in many instances. Right? But here we have young people going to prison, 20, 30, 40 years in prison. What does that do? They have no opportunity to reproduce. No opportunity. In the years where they're mostly likely to reproduce, they're prevented from doing so. Is that not genocidal? Right? If you understand the law of genocide, it says in whole or in part. In whole or in part. Right? To prevent the birth thereof. Right? That's genocide.
The mental seeds in my brain to grow into this oak tree, you know? And it is an oak tree, you know? So now I'm very active. I just completed a documentary concerning John Balagoon Cole and Christopher Naim Trotter, two political prisoners who have been locked up for 40 plus years. I got a documentary. I'm going to give the link to Ed and Nathan and Riley and everybody, so please get it from them so you can see. It's only an hour long and it's very, very important. But what I really want to say in closing, I'm not going to keep you very long and I appreciate everybody's time, but what I really want to say is there is a plan to divide us all. There is a working plan to divide us all, and it is succeeding, you know. They want to look at me to look at you because you're this color, or you have this sexual orientation, or you have this ideology. They want us to separate from each other. So then, once we separate from each other, we don't exercise compassion anymore for those groups. Once we stop exercising compassion, then that gives them full reign to carry out any evil that they want to see take place with any one of those groups. They want to condition us so that we look and say, well, what happened to him or what happened to that person or this individual, that's their business. They're over there on that side, and then they get free reign to treat us however they want to do. As you go out into this world and become these great, accomplished, competent lawyers that I hope most of you do, you know, I really hope that you maintain your level of compassion. It's the only thing that ties us all, and it's the only thing that connects us to our humanity. We are all connected to humanity. Do not ever believe a lie that insists on anything else. I am a brother to each and every one of you in here. I will extend myself to assist you in any way that I can. So please, exercise that same level of compassion as we move forward in this life, and as you beautiful people go out here and continue your journey, you know. And I just cannot press that enough. So please, and I also want to say, I'm with Focus Initiatives, Director of Focus Initiatives in Indianapolis, Indiana. I got business cards. We got the link for the documentary as well. Please follow up and follow through, and let's see what we can do to actually make some type of substantial change in this world, because surprise, we are the only ones who can do it. If we do not do it, all is lost. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that, man. That's very, very poignant, very concise, very heartwarming. And the reason why I say that is because our great
Please go to the next event tonight at 7 p.m.
Yeah, tonight in
10:15 WCC.
7 p.m. And we have some great abolitionist stickers. Come pick some up.
Thank you so much, Jaleel.
So today at the Prison Lives Matter event, Radical Abolitionist Lawyering in Action here at Harvard Law School, we had the wonderful opportunity to hear from THEKINGTRILL, who talked to us a little bit about the importance of connecting to movements through our own humanity, that at the end of the day, a lot of the oppressive systems that we are in struggle against seek to divide us as the main tactic for oppressing us. The oppression isn't the first step, the division is the first step, because that makes us ambivalent, cold-hearted, and callous. So what really touched me about what THEKINGTRILL was talking about was that we always have to be in touch with our humanity. As lawyers, as people, we lead with our hearts. And that's what really resonated with me, is to never lose the sense of that. We have to have our humanity be the first thing that we encounter in one another, or else systems that seek to oppress us win. Yeah.
I'm actually leaving Cambridge, Massachusetts, because I spoke at Harvard, man. They say that's the school where young individuals learn how to lead the world, and they listened to what I had to say. And my message is a direct representation and a reflection of the impoverished, of the marginalized, of the disenfranchised. We have a voice too. And I got to speak today in the same rooms that Obama studied in, and Bill Clinton and George Bush and so many world giants. This has compelled me, man, to go do what I gotta do for the people who feel like they don't have a voice. We have to take the initiative. And we have to put our voices together. That way, what they consider a few low grumbles becomes a loud roar. This is something we got to do together. Because if we don't, but I'm basking in this right now. You know, I know God is leading my path, and I'm going to follow. I don't care where it leads. I'm going to follow. You could do anything you want to do. You could be anything that you want to be. Don't ever let yourself be fooled to believe anything else. I'm headed home. But this has been an awesome trip. So, I'm here at this 5-star hotel that Harvard paid for, and they definitely have extended the amenities and said that they would, anything I wanted while I'm here during my stay, they told me to charge it to my room. So, and you know, I'm a self-conscious type of person. So, I was thinking about, thank you very much. Appreciate it. So I was thinking about, when I went to Harvard today to speak, I read this little plaque, it was on a stone, and it said how Harvard thanked the enslaved for the labor that they had done, which created so much wealth for therein. The labor that they've done, and it had created so much wealth, and Harvard was thanking them. So I decided to come down here and have a good meal so that Harvard can pay for it and show their appreciation to my ancestors.